Hello, my name's Ann Busser, and I will be talking about student motivation and engagement. According to the National Research Council report on motivation, and upwards of 40% of high school students are chronically disengaged from school. When I first read the statistic, I became very concerned. Nearly half of our students are disengaged. So we need to ask ourselves, why is that? There's 6 different reasons that Wright came up with in regards to student motivation. The first is that he or she cannot do the assigned work. The example would be that the student cannot understand the formula or is not understanding how to complete the homework task given. So maybe it's either unclear directions or just the simple fact of not understanding it. The other one is the response effort needed to complete the assigned work. It might just seem way too much for that student. So, for example, in physical education, running 1 mile under 8 minutes might seem impossible for every student. So finding a way that we can incorporate all of our students or differentiate. An 8-minute mile might seem like walking to some, whereas it might seem sprinting to another. So trying to find that middle ground or kind of adjusting our rubric, if you will, to the needs of the students. The classroom instruction does not engage. So maybe they're just not fully interested in the material that you are presenting. So by bringing in current events or by bringing in something that's more personal to their life, they may begin to become more engaged. The fourth reason might be because he or she fails to see an adequate payoff in doing the assigned work. The best example I could explain would be the drill and kill method. Worksheets upon worksheets that just seem to be busy work. We have 5 extra minutes in class, so finish this worksheet real quick. It doesn't make them really think too hard on the material. They just see it as a simple turn in the assignment, get the points. The fifth reason why students might be lacking motivation is the lack of confidence. He or she may have been told numerous times, you will never be able to complete a mile under 10 minutes. Or you're terrible at basketball. You're the worst reader we know, or something along those lines. If it's maybe not even been said, it might have been assumed through grades that they've received in previous years. Lacks a positive relationship with the teacher. So if the teacher is only seen as the dictator and unwilling to show thoughtfulness towards the student, that student might start to become more reserved and not want to communicate or participate within class discussions. So how do we motivate these students? A quick study suggests that students are more academically motivated when one of the 4 conditions are present. They might feel more confident enough to complete the task at hand, kind of going back to that last slide. Provide positive feedback on the assignments. One of the assignments I do is where the students map out their past life and what they hope to see in the future. And on the back of that worksheet or that piece of paper, I then write out about a paragraph as to what I really enjoyed as I read through their life map. It definitely helps me create a connection with them from the very get-go. We also need to see a direct link between their actions and an outcome. They want to see the finished product. A paper to them may not be a finished product. It might be a PowerPoint slide or creating a movie or being able to create a song. Incorporating that technology right here would definitely help motivate a student. The third way that they could help increase motivation is when it becomes an interest or a value to them. So somehow linking it to what is going on in their life today. When we're talking statistics, maybe not necessarily always talking about adults or really young kids, but if we're talking directly to high school students, make it a statistic relevant to a high school student. When completing a task brings social rewards such as a sense of belonging to a group or approval from someone they care about. So maybe having them work together or having them take an assignment home and having a parent or somebody that they look up to evaluate or discuss that assignment with them. The next slide I have are resources that people may use to enhance classroom motivation. The first one has 9 awesome activities that you can use to actively engage your students throughout the lessons. And then the second one down there is just different articles and books that I used, as well as I've used in other classes in regards to student motivation. And finally, here are my references. Thank you.